Hi guys, we're back. Still frozen here in Texas.
Yep.
You're gonna want to hang around till the end on this one. This gets a little hilarious. We actually lost our heat source, our water, due to none other than tater tots.
Frozen tater.
Frozen tater tots.
Frozen tater tots.
You'll have to wait till the end, till the end to hear the whole story as we put this thing together.
Stick around and we're going to walk you through everything that's happened.
We're Alan and Kim, full-time RVers living, working, and occasionally fixing whatever just broke on our fifth wheel. Welcome to 99 Adventures, where the roads are bumpy and our decisions are too.
Hey guys, we got some bad weather coming into Texas. Seems like
The eastern half of the United States, actually.
well, yeah, the eastern half of the United States, and we're in the bullseye here in good old South Texas, where it's 90 one day and tomorrow it's supposed to be 19. So we got a lot of ice, and mainly ice, and I think there's some snow that's coming behind it. It's kind of a 2-day push type deal, so we're trying to get prepped with the RV, and we're going to just run through some things that we do, show you guys what we do to get prepared for camping in the winter, basically. Yeah, so we'll just do a quick walk around. So we have two 30-gallon propane tanks in here, and so those are full. I went and paid for 2 other additional 30-pounders, and normally I would keep those stored in here, just to kind of keep them out of the weather and keep it from looking so janky around the trailer. But I got to thinking about this, and this is maybe a safety thing, and ultimately the reason why I'm not going to store these inside here anymore is because my battery for the rig is also stored in here, and battery equals spark next to propane tanks doesn't mix. So I've decided I'm not going to do that anymore. They're going to stay right here. So just, you know, it's not a pro tip, right? It's just, I think it's a safety thing. So I want to think about that. So we'll come back to this because we had some issues here. So we'll start kind of at the main part here, which is your pedestal. And of course I work camp, so we did the entire park. We winterized all the pipes around the park, but because this is my spot, I've paid a little bit more attention to it. So lots of insulation around the pipe, lots of insulation around the spigot part, which is hard to get this foam stuff around, so I went ahead and did that. And I've got the yellow hose, which is a heated hose, all plugged up and ready to go. And for additional things, I went and got this bucket, and that's for me, mainly just to keep the wind off of the plumbing, right? Yes, the wind can still go underneath, but it's not going to be a direct constant. You know, we're supposed to have 35 to 45 mile an hour winds. So in the back, we will end up closing off our gray water tank for our back kitchen sink. I will take the hoses and I will drain them all out to make sure there's no water left in them so they won't freeze. And then for my black water tank, I just got through emptying it, and I did 3 back flushes on it to make sure that it's completely empty. So we'll turn the tank heaters on both of those, so we should be good there.
You want to open the water?
We filled the water tank up I don't exactly know how many gallons that is, but the reason why we filled this up is for freezing pipes, number one, and number two, a lot of parks, just like this park, is going to turn the water off for a couple of days. So we're going to take quick showers if we need to, and go from there. So last time we went through this, which was ironically last time we were here, our rig was pointing to where the river that goes into Medina Lake comes in, and it's very wide open, and so the back end was facing that direction, and it was also a big huge drop off from, in other words, what I'm trying to get to is a lot of that cold air was able to get underneath the trailer, and I think that helped with freezing our pipes, because I think we had what, 2 days or 3 days where our pipes were frozen, even though even though we had done the prep that we had done, it still happened, right?
And we couldn't even use our tanks.
Yeah.
The lines were frozen.
Yeah. So so one of the things, Kim doesn't like this.
No, and I'm trying not to show it on camera.
Kim doesn't like this, and I know it does look trashy, but one of the things that I am going to do, of course, we weren't able to have Kim's car here either. This is going to help block the wind, but one of the things I'm going to do this time is I've got these, and I am literally going to fold them in half, right? And I'm going to push them under here as far underneath as I possibly can, right? Just to stop that air from going underneath. I don't have enough for the whole entire trailer, and that's okay. I think just the immediate thing in the back is going to help. All right, yeah, so last time this happened and we had the frozen pipes, I never really was able to isolate, you know, which pipes were freezing, because I actually have some exposed piping right here in this bay, and I actually had a heat lamp that went from this bottom and was going up. So I'm not sure if it was freezing right here or if it was freezing in this bay where all the piping is over on that side. So I'm gonna try again and put my heat lamps back in that bay over there on that side, in this bay, and also underneath the main bay. And so last time it didn't work for us, but I believe that wind and the location of the trailer had a lot to do with the freezing pipes. So we'll see. I mean, we're going to have 19, 18 degree temperatures, and that's actual ambient. That doesn't include the wind chill. So we're probably going to dip into what, 10, 9?
It's that close to 0.
Really? Okay. Yeah, so this will be a pretty good test for us.
But we have heated underbelly.
We do have the heated underbelly. Of course, that didn't work so well for us last time.
No,
but
it was part of that time we didn't have the heater.
Yeah, part of the time we didn't have the heater at all. So we have, you know, we have all that going for us this time. Kim and I have talked. We're going to run our heater and leave it maintained at 58 for sleeping purposes. So we'll never dip below 58 degrees. And then when we get up and about, we'll probably bump it up, you know.
And we have our fireplace.
And we'll have our fireplace as well. So
good morning on this icy, cold morning.
Let's go, Titi. Just a lot of ice. And it's real slippery out here. And our lines are frozen. But we'll talk about that more in a little bit. Oh, so much ice. Okay, guys, come on. Let's go buddies.
So it didn't work. We froze up. But it wasn't until like early this morning, so like after 2 o'clock.
I went to the restroom at like 2-ish and flushed the toilet and the pump went off. So
Between 2 and whatever,
we got up at like 7.
something's frozen. So hair dryer to the rescue, maybe. And we've yet to figure out exactly where the freeze is actually occurring. Is it at the pump? Is it before the pump? The lines that go into? We don't know. So so my pump is right here. So I don't know. I mean, maybe just kind of set this up here and let it run.
Why don't we turn, why don't we turn the heat lamp on?
Well, I will, but I want to try this first. Let's see what that does.
If you're making chocolate chip cookies, what you need to do is brown the butter. That's the trick. The guy was talking about keeping the top portion, the cabin portion, how warm he had to keep it in order to keep the underbelly warm and to keep things from freezing, right? And his number was pretty extreme. He said that he needed to keep his up cabin area at 75 degrees in order to maintain like 45 below. You know, 45 below in the underbelly.
Not 45 degrees below.
Yeah, no.
Maintain the temperature underneath at 45 degrees.
Yeah. We keep ours at 66 when we're up, and then to sleep, we turn it down to 58, which is what we did last night. And so, I don't know, maybe that has something to do with it. We still have not yet figured this out. And we're on year 2 of the same thing happening at freezing.
Yeah, and we have water in the pump.
Yeah, we have water in the tank. I don't give that hairdryer a little while to maybe heat things up down there, and then hopefully
turn the heat lamp on.
Yeah, and then after that, then just leave the heat lamp on in that area real close to the pump. We'll see. So. Two tanks down, 2 to go. 2.5 more days of freezing. So hopefully we make it. right, so I'm gonna show you guys what we came up with last night. And again, you know, just kind of go over the design of this rig. And you know, you don't really think about these kind of things when you're buying, but I will be going forward. So the underbelly of all fifth wheels that I know of are heated in some way, shape, or form, and ours is no exception. It is heated from this wall and beyond. So let me show you where all of our stuff starts. All of our water lines and our pump when we fill our fresh water tank is right here, and it is not heated. So what we came up with is to put these heat lamps in here, you know, to keep them away from the back wall from getting too hot, or real close to any of these lines, these PEX lines, from getting too hot, you know, so we don't start a fire or anything, because it can be dangerous. So just FYI, these heat lamps get really hot. So make sure that if you're using them, that you're keeping them away from things that, you know, over time would ignite, because that could be devastating. So anyway, it's a pretty good idea. It's nice and warm in here, and thought we had it fixed, that we were going to make it through the night without having frozen lines. And then tater tot happened.
You wanted tater tots.
Yeah. So all of this, those heat lamps are connected to here, which are all plugged in to the underbelly here on this power strip. All right, and nothing wrong with that. However,
All plugs here.
yeah, and so the underbelly is on the GFCI breaker. So last night I was getting ready to eat dinner, and with the trusty air fryer, you know, head down, and I pulled it out. I put my tater tots in there. I was fixing my chili dog, and I got probably 5 minutes into this, and I heard the breaker pop. I went over there and reset it, and 5 minutes later it popped again. I was like, gosh dog, I'm only running this. Normally, you know, if we were running something else, you know, I was running the heat lamps. So that's kind of like running a toaster in this. And it never clicked at all. So finally I was like, got mad, and I just ate chips, and I left the tater tots in there overnight. I didn't even throw them away. And the lights were on underneath. And turns out that breaker is the GFCI. This is GFCI, and the underbelly is the GFCI. So when that pops, it blows this one and the underbelly. So that means my refrigerator and my heat lamps. So it was probably 6:30 in the morning, and I went to check the water to see if our, you know, great thing worked, and it didn't, because the lights were off. And it wasn't until that moment that I was like, oh, yeah. So because the breaker went out, we lost our heat lamps, thus the lines froze. So we get to take two and see if those heat lamps do in fact work as intended. We've got a busted water line.
Where do you think it's at? Up underneath?
Yeah. But not bad.
Oh, so that broke on the end of that stub right there?
Yeah.
I don't know if we got all right there. And that goes to this here?
Yeah, it just screws on there.
at True there, weren't they?
Mm.
So, what's the deal? And what is that?
Well, I just had to cap that line because they didn't have the right PVC piece that I needed. But this outside line hooks up to this outside shower thing, and the plastic piece that comes off of the PEX right here is what broke. It's froze up, and so I just had to put a cap on it until I can get the other piece and hook it back up to that.
Well, we got the leak fixed, and it was, all in all, it was a pretty minor fix. And considering the freezing, refreezing, we're just glad we didn't have any other issues.
Well, we're fortunate the leak wasn't in the underbelly or in the passageway. It was on the outside of that. So, but plumbing fixes are never easy, in my opinion. And just finding the part alone, Home Depot, Lowe's, I had to go to a specialty plumbing place to get it, and they didn't even have it. They had to find me a workaround to make it work. So yeah.
All right. Well, we survived the big freeze.
Yeah, not without incident though.
No.
Not without incident. I can't stand the ice or
Yeah.
snow. It just causes so many things to go wrong in an RV, you know, and a house too.
If you have some stories about over the last week, I know there have been lots of things going on across the United States. So tell us how you survived the big freeze of 2026 in the comments down
And there's
below.
another one coming.
Anyway, guys, we know we owe you a third episode, or a third episode in the military series that we were doing, and it's all about MWR and the rentals and things like that. But the weather has just not cooperated, obviously. Even we tried to do some things in Florida, that didn't work out, and the weather didn't cooperate there, and then it hasn't here either. So we're gonna get that to you. It's coming, and between now and then, hit the subscribe button, like, share, and we'll see you on the next one.
And I'm having tater tots again tonight.